Hi, my name is Gloria Kolb, and I will be presenting the initial results of the surface applied electrical stimulation for the treatment of female urgency urinary incontinence. Now, in full disclosure, this study has been completely funded by Elidah, the manufacturer of the study device. Now, a little bit on the why. Well, two-thirds of women do not speak to their doctors about incontinence, and women wait years, much too long, to start treatment. And you have to wonder why. Electrical stimulation has been around for 50 years, but always in a form factor that has presented an issue, typically in a vaginal device and a benchtop machine that has presented difficulties with frequency, consistency, and adoption. So the study device is called Elitone. It was designed to be used at home, be perineal-applied, and has user-controlled intensity. Now, it is available for stress urinary incontinence, sending out both signals of 50 hertz for stress and 10 hertz for urge. However, the aim of this study is to establish efficacy for urge urinary incontinence and to identify the preferred waveform out of two candidates. The outcome measures are the percentage of clinically significant reduction in urge episodes, which is defined as greater than or equal to 50%. The secondary measures are reduction in leaks by type, bathroom visits, pad use, and an increase in IQOL score. Now, the Elitone device is placed perennially, as previously mentioned, and as you can see in this picture, the wearer can put on their clothes and walk around as they get treatment. This controller sends electrical current to the gel pad, which then sends current through to the pelvic floor muscles and the muscles around the bladder as well. It is used for 20 minutes a day, and then the subjects were to use it 5 times a week for 6 weeks at home. Now, this is a prospective study and randomized, double-blinded for the treatment of urge incontinence. During the screening, inclusion criteria included females of mild to moderate urge incontinence, which was defined as 1 to 5 leaks per day. The target number was 40. However, of course, this is just a preliminary results. Excluded were those with BMI greater than 35 and those that had UTI, recent pelvic surgery, greater than 85 years old or younger than 18 years old, and other exclusion criteria. They did then, for 7 days, recorded their baseline diary of both the leaks, stress, urge, urgency episodes, as well as taking an IQOL study or questionnaire. They were then randomized between Group A, which was urge signals only at 10 hertz, 6 seconds on, 6 seconds off, and a B group, which had mixed signals, 50 hertz of 4 seconds, 10 hertz of 4 seconds, and then 6 seconds off. And then both were had treatment for 20 minutes. At the end, they took the IQOL questionnaire again, and then the device was returned and checked for usage and intensity. The preliminary data was on the first 23 subjects. These women averaged 50 years old, a BMI of 25, and were incontinent for 10 years on average, ranging from 1 to 30. Overall results, 83% were considered responders, 77% average leak reduction, and a 31.5 IQOL improvement. No adverse events were reported. Now, Group A had a 63% reduction by getting only the urge signals, and Group B did have a 79% leak reduction or episode reductions, and they were getting that mixed signal. The p-value, however, between the two was 0.36, so it was not enough to distinguish a difference between the two groups, clinically significant reduction or difference. Now, in a little more detail, uh, the two types that we were recording between the urges were actual incontinence episodes, urgency leaks, which was 77% reduction, and the near misses, where they had urgency but actually made it to the toilet on time, and that was a 76% reduction. Not surprisingly, there's not much of a difference between the two. Stress incontinence leaks were recorded as a 69% reduction, pad use at 45% reduction, and again, the IQL score of 31.5 points improvement. Now, interpretation of those initial results showed that we did see clinically meaningful improvements on all outcome measures, which is consistent with the vaginally applied electrical stimulation, the tibially and the sacral electrical stimulation as well. But more data is needed to tell the difference between the device configurations. We expect that this will expand the use of Elitone beyond SUI, and that it does present a non-intrusive approach, non-intrusive both on their time and physically, for the women. And it does offer earlier treatment options, potentially broader adoption, and removes this emotional, cultural, and barriers that exist currently with the vaginal devices. Thank you very much.